Hi, I'm Callum Thompson, Director of Rollorpoker. This is a presentation for London Ice. Basically what I'll do is I'll walk you through our invention that is a unique roulette multigame. I'd like to begin by drawing your attention to what's on screen there. Basically on screen we have two of the most successful and enduring casino games in history, namely roulette and playing cards. Now, these two huge games have coexisted side by side for hundreds of years. Yet you have to ask yourself, why hasn't anyone put playing cards into roulette? Now, you could be forgiven for thinking, well, surely that's been done. Well, believe it or not, it's never been done. If you actually go away afterwards and Google playing cards and roulette, as I say, it's never been done. Likewise, when you walk around ICE with the leading manufacturers and operators, no one has actually managed to successfully marry roulette and playing cards. So why has it never been done? There's very good reasons for this. And this is the reason why it's not been done. There's various compatibility issues with respect to putting playing cards into roulette. In every sense, they are incompatible. When you think about it, a pack of playing cards has 52 cards in a pack. 52 does not go into 36. Now, playing cards also have jacks, queens, and kings, etc. They're not numbered 1 to 36. There's 4 suits, etc. as well, which complicates matters. So, as I say, 52 doesn't go into 36. Your whole grid at the top there is completely disrupted. But all the problems that I've just mentioned persist when you move down onto the outside bets. Clearly, the 1 to 18 bet doesn't exist. Cards are not numbered 1 to 18 with your aces, jack, queen, kings, etc. So that just disappears. The 19 to 36 bet, well, that's no better. That is effectively out the window as well, because cards are not numbered. As I say, 90 to 36, they're jacks, queen, kings. And the even bet, it's disrupted as well, because again, what you're going to assign jacks, queens, and kings in terms of even, etc. And the same applies to odd. So ultimately, when you try and incorporate playing cards into roulette, the whole game appears, well, disrupted, decimated, and an exercise in futility. So here it is, the very first amalgamation of playing cards and roulette, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to the game that we have called Rollorpoker. Now, I can say with absolute confidence, for all the reasons that I've mentioned earlier, this is an absolute world first. And not only that, I'll show you in this video that it is in fact superior to roulette. As you can see, the game is greatly expanded. I'll just bring up a laser pointer here. And what you can see is the flow of red and black here on the grid is retained, as is the odds down the side here. You've got these extra dozen bets, extra outside bets that I'll come to in just a second. But essentially, the game of roulette is preserved. All the odds, returns are exactly the same as standard roulette, and the house advantage critically too is retained. And obviously, this satisfies both players and casinos alike. So effectively, what you have is a game now that is bigger. It has more choice, it has more play, arguably more excitement, it is strikingly different, and has a different aesthetic appeal to it. And here's a direct comparison of standard roulette compared with Rollorpoker. You can see there standard roulette just has 6 outside bets. Rollorpoker, on the other hand, has this hugely expanded table. It doesn't just have 4 outside bets, not even 7, not even 11, but 15 outside bets. It's 2.5 times stronger in effect than standard roulette. Let's just have a quick look at actual game footage. At the very bottom of the table there, you can see there's 4 new suit bets for the players to select. And moving up onto the bottom row, on either corner there, you've got crossover bets. These are new, and there's 2 of them, and they're impossible to do in standard roulette. You also have high and low values, as you can see there. And then moving up, we have the first 18, red, black, and the last 18. And then above that, we've got 3 new dozen bets, odd dozen, face card dozen, and even dozen. It's quite remarkable when you think about it. In a standard pack of cards, you have 4 suits, each with Jack, Queen, King. 4 times 3 is 12. It's the perfect fit for roulette. It's almost as if it's been waiting to be discovered. But as you can see, the players just basically playing standard roulette now in terms of the bets available. You get straight up bets, double street, corners, etc. All of roulette play is preserved. However, it doesn't just end there. Rollorpoker does another impossible. It can condense all the cards into a single row. So I'll give you a second just to absorb that, and I'll bring up a laser pointer. Now, as you can see, you've got this one column or one row of numbers here of cards. Joker, 2 through to 9, 10 through to ace. And all these cards, all the selections are available on the wheel above there. So, in effect, what has been created is the fastest, simplest roulette ever. Bear in mind that roulette cannot condense cards in this manner. So to that extent, this game is completely unrivaled. And here we can see how quickly the game can be played, players placing straight up bets, split bets, etc. So it enables very fast play, rapid fire betting, and time of course is money. So it's another great strength of this game. The simplicity appeals to players, as does all the odds, etc., because it fully respects all the odds and returns of roulette. And of course, again, the house advantage is retained. Of course, if the biggest and fastest roulette is not enough, this multi-game goes into uncharted territory, for it has a versatility that's unmatched by standard roulette. If we look at the screen here in the bottom left-hand corner, we have a Rollorpoker main game that we saw earlier that has 15 outside bets compared to standard roulette 6. It has the extra dozen bets, the crossover bets, etc. that are impossible in standard roulette. And then to the right there, we have Russian roulette, the single column of bets that we've just seen. Now, a player can elect to play Russian roulette, the red table here off the wheel above, or they can play the blue table, the Rollorpoker main expansive table off the same wheel. Now, players can choose to play games individually, or they can actually play both games simultaneously with the same spin of the wheel above. Now, this ability is completely unique in the world of roulette, and it, in that sense, is completely unrivaled. So players can play both games, as I say, simultaneously in a live format. They can do it also in electronic format, or even in bricks and mortar casinos. So why does it make good business sense to acquire Rollorpoker? Well, everyone, everyone has roulette. And then at that point within the market, you have saturation with respect to roulette. Investopedia says that market saturation is a situation that arises when the volume of a product or service in a marketplace has been maximised in its current state. And that very much applies to roulette. And at the point of saturation, a company can only achieve further growth through new product improvements. Now, without reading on, Rollorpoker is clearly a new product improvement. So, to some extent, I would hope that it would demonstrate that it makes good business sense to try and acquire Rollorpoker for all the benefits that would bring. So I'd like to bring the presentation to a close. Just like to summarise by saying that this is very much an unprecedented opportunity for yourself to acquire Rollorpoker, this multi-game. I hope that you've seen it's a very much enhanced form of roulette. It's a more versatile roulette. It's bigger, it's faster, it's unrivaled, and it makes good business sense to acquire the game, as I say. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with just a couple of shots of the Rollorpoker wheel, which is a beautifully ornate wheel that accompanies the game. Thank you. Bye for now.